Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's overcast, cloudy, raining. Kind of a rain drizzle here in Colorado. Rained last night, and the forecast is for it to rain another day or so, for all I know. But we're getting a lot of moisture, and the snow is gone, and rain is good, and it's springtime. All the trees are in bloom. Flowers are starting to come out. Grass is green. It's a beautiful time of the year here in Colorado. Good morning, everybody. So, last several days have been around just matter and matter changing matter. Today's topic, neuroscience stuff again. Today's topic is, let's see, how could I put it? I know I put a tagline on it all the time when I start, but it's kind of like most people understand matter trying to change matter. Most people understand not in these words, but the Newtonian model, right? But they don't understand what that means. But they live in the Newtonian model. And it seems like, as I wander around the planet, people are unaware, unconscious of the fact that there's something else available to them. Change, transformation. Where life may not be quite as difficult. Okay, so let's look at this for a second, because it's really kind of interesting. This is just fascinating to me, and again, this is kind of research that I do. People think, have thoughts that create their reality. We're all on that page, right? So if you think negative thoughts, you attract negative things in your life is probably not all that good. If you have good thoughts, you're going to attract better things and life might be a little bit better. But here's the deal. Go into the grocery stores, go into the box stores and wander around in there and try to interact with people. Or just observe people. It's fascinating. If you get to the front of the line to order something, you get kind of a scowl, kind of an unspoken, why are you here bothering me? If you weren't here, I wouldn't have to be doing any work. Mentality. Right? And approach somebody. Just approach somebody about anything, ask a question about some product on the shelf and just see what you get. They're looking at you, and their body posture is a lot like, how difficult is this going to be for me now? How long am I going to be involved in this person's question? And why are they even talking to me? Because I didn't approach them, and I have no interest in talking to them. But I'll be nice enough for a period of time to just get this over with. Whew. All right? So pay attention to people and tell me where they're coming from. Now, it's a rainy day. I don't know. Does that affect mood? Um, Maybe. Affects me for the better. I suppose it affects some people for the worst. But people seem to struggle from day to day. I watch people that are business people, men and women, both, probably more so women, in my observations anyway. And, and at some point in the morning, they'll run into Starbucks, right? Hang out by a Starbucks and pay attention. And they're all dressed up. They're working. I don't know what they do. They're maybe in sales or marketing or whatever the case might be. But, they have an opportunity to run into Starbucks and get themselves some 800 calorie drink. And I've actually paid attention to this. I shouldn't. That's in excess of, I don't know, $6. Huh? I don't know. If I was a husband, I'd be asking my wife, what is this $7 at Starbucks every day on the card? What is that? It just, is it healthy for you? No. Everything that I see them ordering appears to be massive calories, and most people look like they need to reduce their calorie intake. Did I say that? Yes, I did. But nevertheless, it's almost like a shot of whiskey in the middle of the morning for them. Because they already were in there at, I don't know, 6:30, 7:30 for their morning cup. And here they are back looking for another espresso or whatever they call them that they order. And just to get through the morning, they're grouchy with their order, and they sort of take up a lot of time trying to figure out how to get the exact change or which card they're going to use to order this. Anyway, probably not having a good day. Probably into the Newtonian model heavily. Cause and effect, linear time, matter trying to change matter. I hate to think if they don't make a sale. Whew. Poor person on the other side who didn't buy from them. But so I see a lot of that kind of stuff going on, and I'm not picking anybody out. I'm just wandering around the planet, in and out of this place and that place, and that sort of thing. And I'm not sure. They clearly, I would guess, meditation like what? Yoga, maybe, because it's a trend. I don't think the thought process goes much past the trendiness of it. Because it isn't being seen in the way they conduct themselves elsewhere. Yeah, that's a fair statement. That's certainly a fair statement. I mean, if you're out there taking yoga, yoga is so helpful, and wow, transformation can happen with yoga. But you take it on out past the studio. And it's when you're buying your Starbucks. It's when you're in the store, when you're in a meeting, it shows the transformation that you're making from matter trying to change matter to entering the quantum field. Infinite possibilities, all things are good kind of idea. Now, just as I've taken up time talking about, those kinds of people that are out there, I would have to say better than half of the people I run into fit into that category. But, are there the people on the other side that are making the transformations and enlightenment, that there's something other than the displeasure of every single day and the discomfort of trying to survive in a world of stress? So I mentioned this one the other day, and I kind of went over it pretty fast, but I'll go back on it one more time. So we have all these belief systems that were given to us when we were in the theta hypnotic trance from our third trimester through age 6. We're just absorbing everything. We don't have an opinion because we haven't been around long enough to have an opinion about anything. So everything we think about, is a result of what somebody has given us. And we take that through our entire life. Most people do not stop to change that. Most people do not stop and say, this is a conscious thought, right? They don't stop and say, is that a belief system? Is that a perception? Where did I get that from? How did I get to that point to believe that about that issue? Nobody goes there. Nobody goes there. Right? Let alone to say, I wonder if I should work on my belief systems, and possibly some of those don't apply any longer in my life. Oh, I don't know. Where do you have to go to find those people? Here's the other part about belief systems, okay, that we have, that comprise a little bit over 90% of our thoughts, right? 70% of those are all negative and stressful, create stress. Over 70% of the 90% of our daily thoughts are negative belief systems and perceptions given to us while we were in a hypnotic trance in a theta state early on in life. And then we walk around here or go to the gas station or just interact with people, and they're crazy. These people are crazy. An example, politics, without going into, one side or the other. If you don't believe what I believe politically, you're an idiot. I don't want to know you. Get out of my face. You're not allowed to talk at my university. We don't listen to that side. Truth, you guys, truth. I'm not making up anything. This is what you see as well as I see on TV and on the internet every single day. Absolutely fact. How uncomfortable must their lives be? How uncomfortable must their lives be? I thought I have this fleeting thought that enters my mind periodically that, you know, maybe I'll just, and this is just, I'm just making this up, you know, maybe I will head down to the furthest point of the Florida Keys, right? And not Key West, but just before that, and find some deserted little beach house. Get a little technical poling skiff and just retreat away from people. And just do my blogs and my podcasts and YouTube. Sometimes I think that's got to be a great life. You know, no TV, no radio. You can use internet to do your work, but you can't be playing around looking for stuff on the internet because it's just as bad as TV. I don't know. It's crazy. And the other side of the coin is there are people that are wonderful and gifted and creative and generous and kind and they just, what's the word, exude gratitude in whatever they do. Now, don't misunderstand me. I mean, there's those people in that category that go so far in that direction, it's obnoxious and probably not real. But there are the people that are in that direction that have a pretty happy life. And by that, you know, they're successful. Hey, they may not be a millionaire. They might be financially secure. They might have a modest home as opposed to an expensive $1 million home. I don't know. But the point is, when they go to Starbucks and they're in line, and if they're not talking to anybody, or nobody's talking to them, I should say, they got a smile on their face. They might be reflective, you know, processing some information of a meeting they just got out of, or one they're getting ready to go into, or whatever. But they have a smile on their face. Their voice tone is really positive and healthy and fun. And I don't believe lack is a word that enters their thought process. I met a guy at the library this morning when I was doing some research. Librarian, for all I know. I don't know. And went out of his way to help me. And I'm this dumb buffoon who's trying to figure out technology. You know, how do I do this with this iPad in order to get it, back to me, copied and back to me so that I can upload it to a company's website or something. How do you do that? This guy just went out of his way to help me. Pretty healthy looking guy. Probably doesn't get a cold much. Probably doesn't get the flu ever. Probably eats a pretty healthy diet. I don't know, I would guess works out. What's that about? He was complimentary. You know how sometimes you can set people up for a compliment? You know, it's called secondary gains in psychology. And we all do it at some point in our life, you know, blah, blah, blah. This guy's happy to compliment. Not just me, but obviously most anybody that he works with, I would guess. He just has that personality. He clearly thinks everything through. He acts accordingly. And he, you know, is able to express feelings. Nice guy. Kind of like that little gal I ran into here, I don't know, a few weeks ago or whatever, that I interviewed. Ran into her recently, and she said that she has the opportunity to move up career-wise. And it's like I thought, I absolutely believe that. Absolutely. With your personality. Now, she doesn't understand the quantum model. She does work from the premise of matter changes matter. But she's not enlightened yet. But she's got a lot of the stuff already there for people who work from the quantum model. And again, she's healthy. You know, physically, mentally, emotionally, it all seems like it's a good fit. So, I don't know, did I go over a minute yet? I just get carried away talking. So, the takeaway from today is just clearly we need to sit down and get some feedback from people that would encourage us to look at some transformation. Transformation from the Newtonian model to the quantum model. Transformation from, you know, how you think, act, and feel to the new person you need to become. You know, the takeaway is there seems to be more people out there not enjoying their life. And few people out there that actually are having a great time and growing and being enlightened and working a program and looking forward to more knowledge. Knowledge, you guys. Education, you guys. The more and more of that you can get, the better life becomes. You know, understanding all that. So, I just think that's fascinating. I study that stuff every single day. I study people every single day. I try to interact with a lot of people every single day and find out, you know, the ones that are really healthy, what's making them tick. So, if you think you need some work in that category, guess what? I do coaching. track me down, find me some way, and we'll make some arrangements for that to work. If some of this actually pertains to you and you just want, some brief consultation, John, can you just answer a couple questions for me and kind of give me an explanation of why this, and this is going on? It's called consultation. Just same thing. Track me down. We'll figure out something and make it work. If for some reason you're one of the people who are in denial, and John, you don't know what you're talking about, my life is fine, even though I seem to always be in catastrophe after catastrophe. Good luck. For anybody who wants to start working the program and make some changes and transformation in their life, jump on board. Okay, so the blog that I do every day, again, is jzegar@blogspot.com. JZEGAR blogspot.com. You'll see some links to Amazon. Obviously, click on those things. I am self-funding, so I depend on you guys for some income, and I get a little bump back if you buy anything through Amazon. Please, please, please do it that way. Rather than going straight to Amazon, go to my blog page and hit the link there and buy, and that'll help me out. Here's the other deal. And again, I've been listening to some of these other notable people that are doing both YouTube and they're doing podcasts daily or regularly. Every one of them are saying the same thing. I'm self-supporting. Is there any way that you can, join our club, become a member, go to my blog, all that good stuff. So it's not unique to me it's housekeeping. Who was the guy the other day? This side note, I know I'm running long today and I apologize. Side note, Joel Osteen, right? Multi-million-dollar, gigantic, big old church. And I happened to tune in to last weekend's service at some point. And in the middle of the thing, there was like this 20-minute presentation on how great their church is and contribute. And they had short little YouTube videos of things that they have done noteworthy. And at first I thought, oh, geez, I'm not sure I was planning on going here. I thought I was going to, hear something, inspirational sort of idea. But then as I thought about it, I thought, he's got an incredible budget, right? That, overhead that costs him to run that church worldwide. And I'm not picking him out. Pick anybody out. I don't care who you pick out. And he's got to do that. Where does their money come from? People in their church. People they can get to their church. People that they can find anywhere that would be willing to contribute. I don't know. So I don't think it's unique to anybody in particular. Surprised me with something to the PayPal account. PayPal account's just my email address, jzegar@gmail.com. JZEGAR@gmail.com. So when you go to PayPal and it says, do you want to, I don't know what it says, I haven't been there to look how it works, but I think it's like, do you want to give some money to or pay some money to whoever in the world, you would need to have my email address in order to send it to me. And then it just goes into my account. That's great. So please try that one. Try that one. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a good day. It's starting to rain a little bit heavier here now, heavier overcast. Temperature's still really nice, but we're in for rain for probably another couple days it looks like. Hope you all have a great day and take care of one another. And I look forward to talking to you all real soon. See you all. Bye.